So, a particular author's book that is going to be published soon is supposed to make the other brother and the other girl look good. It's an authorized biography written by a journalist with palace access. It's serialized strategically and it's designed to rehabilitate the image of the royal family during the Epstein crisis. And another excerpt has just proven what Harry said about his family. According to the book, the late Queen Elizabeth had to summon the other brother to a private meeting and urge him to marry the other girl. Now, the other brother had just broken up with her, and according to what rumors were saying at the time, he was trying to get some of the other aristocratic girls to try and marry him. And the other girl at the time delivered an ultimatum, as in, marry me, commit to me, or I walk away. And it was meant to be romantic, but it's not. And to me, it sounds like the origin story of a transactional marriage. And that is what the public is seeing. So for a book that is meant to make them look incredible, the excerpt does not make them look good at all. So let's start with what the book actually reveals. The other girl delivered an ultimatum to the other brother. After 4 years of dating, she told him, commit or I'm leaving. So let's think about what that means. So for 4 years, he was literally playing in your face. He wasn't committed to you and you were hanging on. And she still didn't know where she stood after 4 years. And she had to threaten just to leave and to get an answer. 4 years, and this man hadn't decided whether he wanted to be with her or not. And the book tries to frame the other girl as having standards, and she knows her worth and refusing to wait forever. But you can also read it as she had to beg for commitment. She had to threaten for commitment. She had to force the question to get commitment. And she had to make the other brother choose because he wasn't choosing on his own. That is a pick me for sure. That is a choose me, love me, have me. Anyway, let me move on. And then it got worse because unfortunately, the ultimatum didn't work. He broke up with her. And whatever that, that to me, it just. And that was when apparently the late queen had to intervene. So she summoned the other brother for a private meeting. She urged him to follow his heart. She told him to have faith in the relationship. Oh my God, that's terrible. Not to have faith in himself, not to have faith in his future wife, but in the relationship. That's a bit odd, no? So why would his grandmother tell him to marry her? If the relationship was built on genuine connection, and if he truly valued this woman, why would he have to have his grandmother to tell him to marry her? Again, the math is not mathing. And for years, as we know, the other girl was called a particular nickname by the press, because the press, as usual, they know about these things before Joe and Joanna Public like me, before they do. And it was a cruel nickname because he mocked her for waiting around while the other brother decided whether he wanted to commit. And that's the true story. And it kind of suggested desperation. And it kind of implied that she would accept any treatment just to become a princess. And the palace and their defenders always pushed back against this narrative. They said it was sexist, which it is. They said it diminished the other girl's agency, which it does. And they said the relationship was a partnership of equals who moved at their own pace. Except it wasn't. And except that this authorized biography has confirmed that the nickname narrative was actually accurate all along. And we know she waited for years. Some people say 10 years. She delivered ultimatums. He still broke up with her, and his grandmother had to intervene. And even then, he made her wait another 4 or 5 years before proposing. So the total time from meeting to engagement was nearly a decade. And apparently it took an ultimatum, a breakup, and a royal intervention to get to that point. To me, it doesn't read like a love story. That's a siege. Ow. And one of the most telling things for me was that Harry was right when he wrote in his book, Spare, that most men in his family do not marry for love. He was right. In his interviews, Harry also spoke about the pattern in his family. They marry women who fit the mold rather than the women they genuinely love. And a couple who found each other and chose each other freely became a nightmare to the royal family, because for the first time they looked at Harry and they thought, I could have had this if I had fought to have what I wanted from the very beginning. Yikes, no wonder they hate Meghan. And for me, the other brother didn't choose the other girl because he tried to leave her. But his grandmother had to talk him into choosing her because she fit a mold, because she waited patiently, because she proved that she could handle any nonsense that's thrown at her. She's going nowhere. That's awful. Yikes. And she demonstrated loyalty beyond what many people would have tolerated. And she was the safe choice, not the love, not the loved choice, not the passionate choice, but the safe choice. So Harry was right. And the other brother's own authorized biography just confirmed it. And I also think back to their engagement interview in 2010. And when the other brother was asked why it took so long for him to propose, he said he was giving the other girl time to understand what she was getting into. He wanted her to have a chance to back out. It sounded considerate, and it was even framed as him being thoughtful. But to me, it sounded like a man who wasn't sure. A man that was hoping that she would back out so he wouldn't have to do the dirty job. This is awful. So, yeah, I don't think he was being considerate at all. I think he was being reluctant because he already tried to leave, but his grandmother wouldn't let him. And even then, he made the other girl wait another 4 years. Now, many couples wait. They wait until maybe they're financially able, until they get to a certain place in their careers, until maybe they are, I don't know, maybe members of the family have already bought in, etc., etc. But with him, we know that money is not an issue. The career thing is not an issue. The family members buying into it, not an issue, because his grandmother has the ultimate say. So yeah, not good at all. But anyway, let me know what you think, because this is, yeah, this biography is not biography at all. But anyway, my name is Elizabeth. I'm the author of The Luxpreneur. And for more insights like these, please like, share, comment, and follow me. And you can support my work by picking up a copy of The Luxpreneur from Amazon, Waterstones, or Barnes & Noble, or you can simply buy me a coffee. Yes, go to buymeacoffee.com/Elizabeth Solaru and get me a cup of coffee, please.